welcome to VerityHearts. It's Vera. Now, there's a famous quote by Henry Ford. You've probably heard it or a variation of it, that he says, if you think you can do a thing or you think you can't do a thing, you're right. Well, so what? Well, take a look at what you believe about yourself, about other people, or about life. Do you believe you can have the life you would love because, well, you're the right age, you're intelligent, time is perfect right now, your background has absolutely no bearing on the choices you make today, you're not someone who accepts the status quo? Well, you would be right. On the other hand, do you believe that you can't have what it is you want in life because, you're too old, you're too young, you're not smart enough, you're not from the right background, you didn't go to the right schools, or that's just how the world works, that's just how life is? And if that's what you believe, you'd be right. And that's the thing. We all have our own beliefs about what is and isn't possible. And the thing is, we've held these beliefs for so long that we don't even consider them as beliefs. We don't recognize them as such. We don't think they are things that we can actively change. We accept them as fact, and we accept them without question. And the thing is, we're not even conscious about the beliefs that we have and how they drive our day-to-day thoughts and our actions. This is really important to know because the beliefs are the foundation of what it is we think and how we think about ourselves, how we think about others, and how we think about life. And thinking is important because thoughts are what determine our actions. And it's our actions that then produce the results. And here's the kicker. When you get those results, well, they just reconfirm what it is you believed in the first place. So when was the last time you sat down and, had a really good hard look at how you see life and asked yourself the question, are you living the life that you want? Are you getting the results in all areas of your life that you want, or is it something you want different? So let's try a little bit of an exercise in reverse engineering. And by that, I mean we look at our results and we work backwards to find out what is behind those results. So question one is to look at the results that you have in your life right now and ask yourself, am I happy with those results? Yes or no? So for the areas in life that you're getting results and you're saying, no, I'm not happy, I want something different. Well, the second question is, how did your actions contribute to getting those results? What are the things you've been doing or not doing that are actually feeding those results or creating those results? Go a little bit deeper and then have a look at what are the thoughts behind your actions or inactions. What are you thinking? What were you thinking at the time when you decided to make that decision to do something or not do something? And then we go much deeper and have to work out, what are the underlying beliefs? What are the foundations there that are creating those thoughts? The big step then is to challenge that belief and question, is it a fact or is it a belief? Is it something that is absolutely 100% true, that there is no evidence elsewhere with anyone in the world right now that would suggest that that is not true, that it's not 100% true? Now, what I find interesting is when I'm working with clients or in general conversations with friends or with colleagues is they might say something like, okay, for other people, it's not 100% true, but for me, it is absolutely 100% true. And I'm sorry, guys, but that's proof that what you're talking about is simply a belief. It's not a fact. It's something that can be changed. And that belief is, it's something that you're allowing to drive your thoughts, to drive your actions. And in the end, it's what's actually creating the results that you're experiencing right now. So let's just look at a really simple example to see how this reverse engineering could work. So you can take someone who might be feeling quite vulnerable because they don't have the financial security, they don't have any savings. So question, are they happy with those results? No. What actions did they take or didn't take to create those results? Well, they didn't put aside a portion of their income into a savings account. Okay. So then number 3, what were the thoughts that caused them to take that action or not take that action? And it was, I could only afford to put $20 a week aside, and that's nothing. I'd rather spend that on coffees. Okay. So then let's go a bit deeper. And what's the belief behind that thinking? Part of it might be that, that belief in instant gratification. That's really important. Another is, they don't believe that small amounts don't add up too much. So why bother? And what about challenging that belief? Is it 100% true that making even the smallest amount of contributions to a savings plan won't amount to very much? Is there any evidence to the contrary that will suggest that that statement is not true? And of course there is. There are people all over the world who put a little bit aside each week, and over time, they do end up with nice, tidy sums of savings. So we now know that it isn't a fact. It is simply a belief. It's not a fact that putting aside a little bit each week doesn't amount to much. It's not a fact, it's just a belief. And beliefs can be changed. Now, that's not to say that someone has to put aside money each week if they don't want to. It is simply a demonstration on how someone chooses to allow their beliefs about saving small amounts of money, or how it drives their day-to-day spending. And then that leads them to having no savings and feeling financially vulnerable and exposed. They can make different choices. So remember, if you think you can do a thing, or you think you can't do a thing, you're right. And I'll catch you next time.